that finishes the numbers. Now, you guys wanted to talk about the journalists, right? So, what links did you send me?
You didn't tell
here?
the best joke about the numbers yet.
What's that?
There are more pronouns in Concord than players.
Oh.
Aside from Suicide Squad, we have beaten every single DEI game in concurrent numbers by a long shot. That's pretty nuts, bro.
Yeah,
we're at 1,000.
We don't
Natural
exist.
selection.
So.
Very nice.
Natural. I mean, Suicide Squad goes to show just how bad the numbers are for these other games. Like that is a good barometer for, oh my God, these are catastrophic failures across the board.
Oh, we just hit 1,000. Nice. Good shit. Sorry, I just saw that. My bad.
Hey, there we go.
1,000 concurrent on YouTube.
Awesome.
Shut up.
More than players on these games.
Yes. Now, it also goes to show just how much of a fuck up they did on Suicide. Not to change the subject, but like Suicide Squad really dropped the ball because you had interest. There was clearly interest. Like if you're looking in comparison to these other games on this list, there was people genuinely interested in this game, and you dropped the ball. And now you have less people playing Suicide Squad than you have Concord.
What happened with that? Was it the Joker trailer that kind of knocked it? Because I feel like it was. What was it?
It was the way they treated Batman. The storyline really pissed off a lot of people. The game was broken heavily. The servers were fucked up. The people who wanted to give the game a shot couldn't even give the game a shot because it was broken, and it was broken for a while. And it even got to a point where the developers made a statement. They say, we don't know what's wrong, but we're trying to fix it, basically. Like they had so many issues and people just got turned off. And that's what I was saying before. Just like a video where you got 30 seconds to a minute, with a live service game, you only got X amount of time to really lock people in to make them long-time customers. And then you try to keep them through updates and whatnot. You lost that time. The game was fucked up for like over a month. There's no way.
I would argue you got your opening weekend, and even that might be being too generous.
But think about
live
that.
service game with a leveling system. No, you got a little bit of time. You got a couple of weeks.
If it was fucked up for a month before they fixed it, imagine if they just had one more month to work on it before live with it. Like, why are they shoving these games out the door? Just make sure it's working.
Well, I'll tell you why, JT, is because the problem is there's a competency crisis. It's because of DEI promotions.
Hey, Grums,
devs.
I'm sorry. I don't want to interrupt you. You keep going low. I don't know why. Like you start off high and you go low.
Yeah, I don't know why. My mic keeps dropping. Oh yeah, it keeps dropping down.
Yeah,
you might have.
Well, I just like to say it just goes to show. Doesn't matter if you're a prominent content creator, you can still have technical issues. Please go ahead.
Grums, it might be you might have automatic sound control on StreamYards turned on, and that shit makes it act funny. Like if you turn your head away from the mic, it tends to, you know what I mean, when you're talking. Sometimes it does that, so might want to turn that off if it's on.
Yeah, I killed it.
All right, now you got to raise your volume. There you go. Yep.
All right, let's see if that works. So yeah, I can tell you exactly why. You know, you're like, well, how does this stuff get out the door? Well,
nope, it didn't work. It didn't work.
Games are really complicated, but what you have is a competency crisis because what's happening is that people are at Flintlock are getting promoted who don't know what they're doing. And this is from devs at Flintlock. All right, I'm going to hop off here and fix my audio.
Okay.
This is why Grum should be a content creator, so through practice he can work out the kinks. Stop making videos.
Don't you mean work out the chinks?
Says Captain Concord.
You don't even make videos, Ryan. What the fuck are you talking about?
I make videos from shows that I'm on or that I host, okay? It works.
It doesn't work. Look at yourself.
Wow. Anyway, so yeah, you guys want to talk about journalists, so let's talk about the reaction now. What did you guys send me about? What were you talking about, Paul Tassi? Now I'm not aware of what Paul Tassi said.
I was just saying, Paul Tassi seems to be all over the map with how he's acting about Concord right now. Like initially, he was shoving it in everyone's face, like I'm doing this, and I'm gonna block anyone that's against Sweet Baby Inc. And then he started slowly dissenting from, oh, there's a long wait time to get in the game here. And then he started going into, yeah, Concord looks like it's really struggling. I'm like, man, this guy's all over the map. Like he's mad at people that are mad at being woke games. And then he's kind of joining people that are mad at being woke games. I'm like, which one is it? Make up your mind, man.
Maybe he's
He's hedging his
bipolar. Who
bets.
knows?
I don't know if
He's
calling
just
it.
trying to survive.
I don't know if just calling it what it is necessarily joining us. I think that's why I said I think he tries his best to be reasonable. And that's all I ask for. I don't care for you to be on my side, but just be reasonable. You look at these numbers and you can see that the game isn't performing well. I don't think that means he's choosing my side.
Hold on, no, it is because our side is reasonable. Like that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, this is what common sense does.
Because we're roasting it. We're dancing on the death of Concord.
Well, that's just extreme reason.
I mean, I guess if anything, what we're basically advocating for is truth and like
common sense,
as
decency.
opposed to arguing blacks white that something is
because
something
I'm celebrating the L that they're taking. I don't need him to celebrate it. I just need him to do his fucking job and report the truth.
It just the L that they're taking is something obvious, of course. To me, it was obvious that they would get that. So I'm not really celebrating, and I'm noticing that we're still, riding into this the right direction because I realize that people are way more, able to distinguish, what the agenda is right here, right now, and to distinguish what quality is and what they really like, and to stick to that because they still have decency and values, compared to these guys. Where they totally lack that because they're in an echo chamber, like he said. I'm sorry.
No, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. When we celebrate, what we're really celebrating is the fact that reality still exists. Like everything we've been told for years and years now, like men can become women, pronouns, all this shit. It's all indicative of the same exact problem, which is just let's build a fake reality and argue the toss for years and years and years that it's actually real and your eyes and ears are lying to you. So when reality hits back in such a obvious fucking way, like nature itself slapping down a building or something, they can't lie their way out of it. So we laugh, we celebrate because we were right, because truth is truth and you can't do anything about it.
Well, that's why if you look at this, is he genuinely shocked? Like I'm reading this as this man is genuinely shocked at the fact that this game is failing massively. Like he says, okay, I just got up a movie and like there's no way this is right. I'm not trying to be mean. It genuinely doesn't make sense to be this low. I've never seen anything like this. What do you mean?
That's what I was talking about.
He's
like
stunned.
he's bouncing all around. Like he's hitting reality's hitting him, and he's like, no way.
I shared an even more recent post from him. And I'm sharing my screen. I don't know if you want to pull that up. He says, going pro in Concord. But yeah, it's cooked. I'm sorry. I really, really feel for the devs here. This is going to get very bad very quickly. Looking at these initial numbers, so far it's making Suicide Squad like a smash hit. And this is from yesterday at 2:30. Like,
what did he expect?
But see, that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Like that's what I'm trying to say. They genuinely believe that they are. It's like what he did with when we saw that the devs from Game Science was talking about those guidelines. He was genuinely shocked to find out that it was true. They genuinely believe that there aren't people in their industry that think what we think. They literally believe that we are in the minority.
Incredible.
It's like sorry for the political thing again, but it's a bit like after that debate that happened between Trump and Biden, where finally the journalists had absolutely no recourse but to admit that the guy was fucking old and geriatric and not able to think.
Admit reality.
And it's like they've either knowledgeably been lying for years and years about it, or they genuinely have just been surrounded by so much of an echo chamber that they hadn't actually noticed, and they really believed that he was.
They're in a bubble, and when it pops, they can't believe it, and some of them do go mad.
Yeah,
now,
it's reality versus fiction. Sorry,
it's complete cognitive dissonance breakdown.
Yes, exactly.
I turned off clip guard. We'll see if that works. But their worldview is being shattered in real time here by everything that's been happening lately. And Concord came out of left field because it was so heavily promoted by Sony. It's very obvious to see that they are finally seeing that their worldview is not correct, and they don't know how to deal with it yet.
To that point, Grums, just to piggyback on that, I was starting to think like there's some sort of tinfoil hat theory that the governments are backing this to push propaganda and agendas. And I'm starting to see it play out. And I'm like, No, maybe they're just really stupid people.
There you go.
Like, maybe
At a certain point, the
what it is.
echo chamber becomes self-sustaining, and they're just funneling false information into their own fucking heads.
exactly.
It's
every day.
compartmentalizing for
I
sure.
don't think it's that. So let's say this game came out 6 years ago and it still had the pronouns in the bio and stuff like that. There would have been people like us that would have roasted it. But honestly, Concord would have been a lot more successful 6 years ago. Not just because it was more relevant, but even from the
genre was new
side or
then.
whatnot. Because what they are doing when they continue to push and add a little thing here and add a little as time goes on, they are radicalizing more and more people. So now even the sensible individuals, quote unquote sensible on the little bit left, like, oh, we're just a little left of center. Even they're like, okay, I'm fucking tired of this. I'm done. I'm not going to buy it. Where these people would have bought it 6 years ago. So they are actually, they're hurting their own movement, if you want to call it a movement, by pushing further and further. When if they just stopped around 2012 or whatever and taken the dub then and kept making that era style of games and that era style of messages, yeah, people on the right or even in the center could have been like, it's annoying, but it's not the end of the world. But they have gone so far in the other direction. They are pushing, they are actually radicalizing us.